Grand Rising. So I hear that all of a sudden there's all these claims that the aliens from CiAtlas are communicating with the Americans. And that, they're not the Anunnaki and that they're here to help and that there's another group behind them that's really evil. Now, let's just kind of assess the situation right here. If CiAtlas are aliens and they have higher technology, and that would mean they're much smarter than, us here, and they have all this great technology and everything else, why exactly would they be communicating with you? Why would they communicate with a people that is so vile, that rape, rob, murders, and destroys everything, hides history, does not live in a reality, pretty much projects all of their ills, all their sins onto a people like us? Why would they communicate with a people like that? Why would they be trying to save a people like that? I mean, if they have all this technology and all this knowledge, all this understanding, then why would they communicate with the basest of the basest people on this planet? See, that Bible you walk around with is the covenant or the agreement that my people made with other worldly beings, with the Father, with the Mother. And you guys walk around because you guys know that that agreement has power. You walk around with it, but you don't read it. You hide information. You hide this. You hide that, right? There's like I've been seeing a couple of Christians talking about how the Bible is pretty much only for the Israelites. They're the only one that have the covenant. They're the one that the rapture is for. They're the one that the blessings are for. But they never talk about the ones that the curses are also for, right? You pretty much put yourselves into the curses because the Most High gave you guys the opportunity to rule and reign during the time of the 70 shepherds, and He told you guys this is the way you conduct yourselves. This is the way you treat these people. You kill the ones I tell you to kill. You guys went way overboard and done way more, and then invited everybody else to come in with you. Now, you guys know that these people are not coming for you. I mean, the Bible says that God does not communicate with you. The Most High does not communicate with you. So things that are above don't communicate with you. They communicate with us. And then we tell you what is said. So you're right. The aliens are communicating to you through us, though. They're not communicating directly with you. Why would they talk to you? They're communicating to you through us. And in our handbook, which we call the Bible, the basic instructions before leaving Earth, we're telling you what these ships are coming for. They're coming because you have been put in a position, of authority. And you have done a horrible job with your time on being on top. Even here at the end, you got these pastors coming out here and they're projecting all of their sins on us. Even all the way till today, you're still projecting the things that you're guilty of on us. So in the scriptures, it tells you that Psalms 147, 19, 20, these scriptures are only given to Israel. We're the only ones that can interpret them. So me telling you that your time is up and that the Punisher is coming for you. It's not a time of coming together. It's not a time of, hey, let's let bygones be bygones. It's a time of destruction for you and your system and everyone that has been confederate with you. The Most High is giving you guys ample opportunity to make things right with us, and you still refuse to this day. So again, why would aliens be communicating with a base people that do not live in reality? See, the spirit realm is dealing with dimensions, right? So when you're behind closed doors and you guys are all, making your plans and everything else to go against us and do these horrible things against us, they're there. They know all the horrible things that you have done behind closed doors, your plans that you executed, the history that you have hidden. You don't want to talk about the things that you've done. Everything is about forgiveness from us, because that people are like, well, thank God they never want revenge. We do want revenge. We don't want equality, because that's never going to happen. You've had your opportunity for equality. We want karma. We want revenge. We want restoration. Not reparations, which you guys get to dictate. We want to be restored. Everything that's ours comes back to us. Everything that's yours goes back to you. So all the things that you have to pay for, that you've been telling everybody, you know, fixing your lips to say you're not going to pay for, yeah, we want that restoration too. All that free labor you guys have had, we want that too. We want you to feel the exact same pain that we felt. And that goes for every single person that has been against our people. Now, if you're not against our people and you have been fighting for us to get restored, then you have nothing to worry about. But if you've been on the side that says, do not restore these people, do not restore them, then you are on the other side. You are on the other side of what is coming on this world. You are on the other side of these beings that are on their way, that are displaying their superior technology by just, you know, disappearing by Mars and reappearing by Jupiter in a 19-minute period, going in and out of stargates. These are things you will not be able to contend with. And they're just letting you know that. They're letting you know that you have come to the end. And like I said, it is a time of punishment from the punishers. That is what is coming to you. And you know it. That's why you're acting the way you're acting. You're throwing anything and everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. You know, your pastors every day are coming out with more and more crazy stuff, bringing out more and more racist banter every single day. And it doesn't affect us at all because, look, we've already known who you are. The entities have already communicated these things to us. So all of a sudden you guys in these churches like, I can't believe my church is racist. We've been telling you your church is racist. We've been telling you that you're going to have to pay. I've been telling you that, hey, those that lead us to captivity shall go into captivity. If slaves are in your hands, when they come back, you're going to have to die. You're going to have to pay. Numbers 35 and 33, the Most High has to cleanse the lands of all the blood that you have shed. That handbook has all this information in there, but you refuse to read it. As one white dude was talking about how pretty much like, you know, you Christians have ignored 3/4 of the Bible, the Old Testament, right? And there's no way you can understand the last quarter of the Bible if you don't understand the first 65-75% because you refuse to read it and you refuse to implement the information that is there into the understanding at the end. See, we read all that and some. The Apocrypha tells you that you Greeks were the ones that started the whole you can't follow your laws. You have to follow the laws that the Greeks set up. We have to be one people. We all have to be Greeks. So you told us that we cannot have any kind of communication. We cannot follow the laws that we made with other worldly entities in the past. You told us that we can't follow the laws that we made, the agreement that we made with the Most High. You said that we have to be Greeks. We have to turn our backs away from the covenant that we made with the Father. You have to say, that's what you guys did. And then you try to hide it by getting rid of the Apocrypha and getting rid of the first book of Maccabees, first chapter. You guys were the ones that disconnected us from our power. And now our power is returning. And do you think, why would he communicate with you if you were the ones that were responsible for, cutting off communication with us and them? That is what you guys, so again, for you guys to sit there and say, oh, the aliens are talking to us. Why would they talk to you? They never made a covenant with you. That's why they talk to us. And then we tell you, we are the middleman. We're the ones that tell you what is coming. We're the ones that telling you what you have to do. You said, we're not allowed to be the middleman. We're not allowed to communicate with our Father and talk to you. So you told everybody else that you could just go to a priest who's raping little boys in the back of the church, that he's going to be the one that's going to be communicating with the Most High. You think the Most High, is going to be communicating with priests that do nothing but rape, rob, murder, steal, and condone it, and rape little boys and little girls and don't have to pay for any of this kind of stuff? You really think that aliens that have superior technology would be communicating with a people like that? So you just got to take this. The stuff in the Bible is true, but you got the wrong people. See, I'm the one, just like the people that are like me, who have this knowledge, who've been given this knowledge, of other books. Us, our people, this group of people that have been called out, we're the ones that get the downloads from the Father, and we're the ones that tell you what's going on. And it's not the other way around. And that is very evident at this time. Much love, family. Shalom.